Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Dragonshire as we are heading into the next match of the Nut Cup. Team Russia against Coming Through, so another two teams that you will see in Division S. And Team Russia, of course, has already made quite the name for themselves. I mean, these guys have been playing the Nations War Cup. If you haven't watched that yet, you really missed out, and you need to make sure that you check out those videos on YouTube. Again, youtube.com/KhaldorTV. If you haven't subbed to the channel yet, make sure that you do that. And also, while you're at it, if you enjoy the video here, give the video a thumbs up. Always helps with the YouTube algorithm. But that said, especially the grand final when we had the French team against Team Russia was amazing. I casted that actually with Trixler together, which was a lot of fun, so you should definitely have a look at that if you haven't done yet. That game was spectacular. Great best of 7 series. And that's also where Team Russia, through that tournament, started to really make a name for themselves. And of course also then qualifying for Division S really helped. A super aggressive team. We have now Samuro and also, I mean, very similar bans actually to the previous series. Samuro, Zaratul, ban out Maiev, have a ban against Anubarak in this case. And Coming Through is actually a team that I haven't really casted so far, because they've always been in the other side of the bracket that I focused on in those qualifiers, and they obviously also qualified very early. They qualified through the second qualifier, so we're not really that many games of them. But that's one of the reasons why I'm pretty hyped to actually see them here. Chris is playing on the team, you have Monkey on the team, we have Roba Doba now, Kronos and Guru. So this is going to be a fun one for sure. Imperius! Stork loves to play Imperius. I mean, Stork, the reason why Nubarak is banned out is because Stork is just murdering on that hero. And okay, we have Dragonshire and we get Rexa and Abatha. Now, that makes the top lane really annoying. I mean, really. This is actually a little bit crazy. Rexa, the best thing of Rexa is that he can pretty much be on 2 positions at once. Once with Misha, and on the other one with Rexa himself. So that makes it really easy for you to soak experience on the lane, while you're also claiming the objective itself. It's an interesting choice there, and especially Misha with Abatha can actually be really, really annoying. So yeah, that bear is there to stay. Imperius and Tyrande, that's something that we've seen a lot from Stork. Normally, of course, he loves to play with his Anubarak and be aggressive with jumping in, but Imperius is also a close second for him. And we've seen Team Russia play Imperius in an offlaner position and in the main tank position. Now, in this setup, it's very likely that we're going to see him as a main tank. That's the more... I mean, you can't really say it traditional because the hero is so new, but it's the position where we see him the most in. What's really cool is if we are going into Wrath as a level 10 and then deliver straight into the Tyrande stun. That's actually really, really awesome. So with that said, heading into that game with bans coming also on Malfurion and for Genji, I'm still curious to see how exactly Coming Through is rounding that draft out. That's going to be interesting for sure. But we have on the other side now Urel, a great hero for Dragonshire. Fantastic to control those 2 aspects of the top lane. Be on the shrine, try and move into the lane for experience, and her mobility that she has is helping her with it a lot. Barnaby on the other hand with Grey Mane, so trying to follow up on Tyrande's stun and Hunter's Mark. And with that saying, there's Garrosh and there's Rhaegar. Alright, alright. Hanzo the main damage, but you have Abatha in the mix. Really annoying setup for Coming Through here. Zul actually played now by Team Russia. Alright, count me in. This is going to be a good one. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Coming Through, going up against Team Russia. Game on in our first map. We have Team Russia on the left, Stork on Zul, and yeah, there is Farlander on Imperius, so they moved it around. Was talking during the draft about Imperius being an offlane and also main tank position depending, and in this case they actually started to switch it around and put Zul on, or Stork onto Zul. We have Toxic on Urel, Barnaby on Greymane, and Kolya Martian on Tyrande, for once not on Malfurion. And on the right side, Guru on Hanzo for Coming Through, Kronos on Rhaegar, Monkey on Rexa, Chris on Abatha, and Robadoba on Garrosh. Game on! This is gonna be a bit awesome. This could be a really, really fun game. I mean, for sure. Not only with the setup with... Oh, well, there we go, already for Toxic. The stun out, nice. Stun follow up. Ooh, good damage against Robadoba. Look at these bad boys. trying to make the play for Misha. Abathur head is in, but Misha goes down. Russian player molests bear and kills him. Call Peter. That's the headline there tomorrow, right there. But yeah, with that said, I mean, top lane, this is going to be the interesting one for me personally. Because as I said before, both of these heroes are kind of good at controlling the shrine and trying to control lane experience. But with Misha and Rexa, you have, of course, better chances on that hero. The question just is how much can you do in the late game as well. And we've actually seen Team Russia also play with Rexa. There are a few of the heroes that you will every now and then see because people have, I mean, for example, on Braxis, have a certain preference on that. And there's a couple of players that love to play with unorthodox heroes. Nice lunge here to keep Farlander out of the range of Roba-Doba and make sure that that doesn't happen. Now they're going to try and make the play for the Siege Giants though, but as you can tell, coming through, they can't push in deep enough here. Because you have a couple of heroes that are committed on the right side, so you would put yourself intentionally into a 4 versus 2 setup. Not really the best idea. And yeah, up at the top, Toxic and Monkey are still there. And to be honest, if there is any team that can really deal with that Abathur and Misha setup, then it is a Russian team. As far as I know, the Russians are very good at wrestling bears with their own hands, grizzly bears and whatnot, brown bears, black bears, so Misha should be easy peasy. This should just be another day in the office for Toxic here, dealing with Misha, and that guy behind him doesn't really matter too much. But for the time being, the setup is allowing them to make the play for the first Dragonite. Now Imperius is still in the middle. Make sure that that can't be taken, but Toxic has to eat a lot of damage to allow his team to move in. The team, by the way, was delayed because they took the camp, so now that's pressure at the top lane that they can try and use to maybe burn through that wall very, very quickly here. Down at the bottom of the map, we're seeing a 1 versus 1 setup where Stork goes up against Guro. Bone Prison got dodged, nicely done. Stork, on the other hand, is lower, really low at that. Oh! And barely gets his way, as Guru is getting actually hit quite a few times here. Very low for now, but Abathur is helping out. On the other hand, we're seeing the Shrine now taken over. Top lane play is still there. There's still the camp, but we also have outside of Monkey now Kronos helping out with that. Farlander is helping out a little bit too, using the mobility of Imperius to jump in. And still, the double shrine control. This is really annoying for Team Russia. I mean, it's really a nuisance. You are in a situation where it is made very, very difficult for you to have any kind of play and any kind of setup here, just simply because there's 6 bodies, so to say, if you count Abathur, on the map right now. And it also mitigates the problem of Abathur early game a little bit. And coming through is actually playing this really well. I like that a lot. Good damage poke at the bot lane. Monkey, on the other hand, yeah, could even fall, but Abathur's ready. Here's the lunge, here's the stun. Toxic could jump in, and down he goes. Stork was already there on his zebra, but couldn't get the kill right there. Talking kills, it's not the only top lane that is delivering a few. We are seeing Tyrande fall at the bottom of the map. Nicely done. Tyrande down, rotation into the middle right now. This game is awesome, I like it. A lot of aggression, only 2 kills. A lot of aggression and a lot of really cool instances there too. By the way, Hunter-Gatherer taken on level 4. And on level 7 we're seeing the aspect of the beast. So we're actually not seeing hyper tank Rexa in this game. No animal husbandry, which we've seen a few times. Some people wanted to just make sure that they're getting max HP in what's late game. Probably better that way, because let's face it, would have been reset through the kill already. Yeah, there's another stun, there's a lunge. I don't think there's enough damage. But Roba-Doba gets, yeah, he gets relieved of a few hit points. 1 or 2. And they're taking that. Towards the top lane. Toxic still trying to hold on to this. Again, Toxic's job is just an absolute nightmare. As he's riding his majestic golden cock towards the shrine, he is in a situation where it's not only that he goes up against Misha and Rexa, he also goes up against Abathur whenever the balance swings a little bit in his favor, and that's a massive issue. Roba-Doba is delivering at the bot lane, but of course there needs to be a rotation topside, since we're now also seeing a massive camp coming in. Ah, that's a nice combo against Rexa though. Sorry, not against Rexa, actually against Rhaegar. Another guy that starts with R. But still, It's Farlander, who is very low and nearly falls here. Stork moves in, clears the way. Bot lane pressure. Oh, Greymane dies, but Roba-Doba barely moving out. That could have been a kill for a kill. With a bit more luck here for Greymane, that could have been a kill for a kill, for sure. And now we're closing slowly into level 10 territory. And that's really where the Abathur composition in particular, of course, is starting to gain a bit of momentum. It's such a pivotal heroic ability for Abathur to have that available. I'm actually a little bit sad that we didn't see more monstrosity since the patch changes. Could still see that at some point, but I would expect... Oh, I would expect arrows to die here. Nah. Arrow, okay. Defensive arrow trying to save Roba-Doba wasn't even needed here. And there's the Toxic Nest Trap. Talking about Toxic Nest Trap, there's a level 10 on both sides now. And that gives us, first of all, Bestial Wrath right there. But the level 10s are also in, and here's the Wrath from Gyrus. As I said before, if you use that properly and you have your opponent, oh sorry, not your opponent, your Tyrande ready, you're in good hands. And again, kill at the mid lane apparently, as at the top lane, there's still a big fight about this particular shrine. Mid lane has been taken out here, and now Roba-Doba rotates at the bottom of the map. 3 kills against 1 so far, and coming through is doing well. They're doing really well here. The top lane pressure at this point, Toxic, starting to attempt and reclaim this one. Alright, pushes the bear out, but that's double shrine at this point. And Rhaegar dies at the bot lane. That's at least a bit of a relief for Team Russia. They're trying to make it double, but Banabir is too far back. Double Garrosh, double the fun, double the displacement. Greymane is eliminated, and now they're trying to make the play there. Top lane Urel is also suffering. Trouble is brewing on all lanes, but that was a good move. Unfortunately, the heroes weren't ready for it just yet, but it looks like Roba-Doba is gonna fall here. Oh my god! Roba-Doba is alive and Tyrande is dead. That's pretty much what we're now seeing here. Farlander tries to make a play again. Guru! Guru, Guru, Guru. Guru, Guru, Guru. And another kill. Damn, these kids are starting to have some fun here. Stork is also low, and let's just face it, he's not moving out of this one alive. So now we have 7 kills against 2, and the red team is coming through with Abathur. Chris is basically just saying, guys, I have enough of this shit, I'm gonna take the Dragon Knight myself now. If you plebs can't take the objective, then I will. I will get it. And he does. 13 in their hands now. The Dragon Knight too. And they are murdering shit. There's another quick punt. Top lane Urel still trying to defend, but I'm impressed. I mean, red team is playing this quite nicely. It's a really annoying setup that they're running here. Look at the damage output too. We're actually seeing 27,000 hero damage by Rexxar. 27,000, more than Hanzo. Think about that for just a second. 27,000. There's the taunt, there's the throw, and there's a dead Tyrande. Tyrande is dead again, and that setup that we are seeing here with, well, Zul, Imperius, and Urel just doesn't quite work. I'm trying to make the play for Monkey though. Try and get the push in, look likely. Having no mana certainly doesn't help Monkey either. And they go for at least the bear. Alright. Monkey is still fine on his Rexxar. Now he of course wants to also get a kill himself. I mean, his damage output is already nice since he's always just brawling here with Urel. Can pad those stats a little bit. Bot lane Fort is gone, and this is getting annoying too, especially of course with Abathur helping out, and there's another shield. And that forces Farlander to rotate back down. 15 against 12, 13 talents soon on the board for the blue team, but Team Russia is in trouble, and they know that too. First game doesn't really look good for them. Not at all, okay. Jumps in again. Misha is there, there's the attack, and Banabir barely gets away with Greymane. They're trying. Oh! Get wrecked, kid! Get wrecked! The big boy arrow comes from the other side of the map and hits him straight in the face. That wolf is down. That was awesome. Damn, son. Connected that, and yep, Greymane just didn't see that coming at all. Monkey's a little bit jealous here. He wants to get a kill as well. Monkey see, monkey do, and he's trying. He's trying to make the play right now. Jumps in one more with Misha for the stuns, and the setup turns against Kronos. Rega! No way. Rega is still alive for a little bit longer. There's Garrosh, and Rega runs away. Rega is still alive. Misha, on the other hand, has fallen. That is an unbearable situation, in my opinion. And the Russian team is starting a bit of a comeback here. I mean, there's nothing too fancy just yet. You have to keep in mind, they're still 2 levels behind. But again, they're getting a few kills in. They're starting to work it here. And that might just be the first objective for them. And yep, looks very much like it. Stork moves in. Guru. Apparently that geometry is not that simple. So even if with the interrupts, that would have been a Dragon Knight eventually. So they get at least some pressure at the top lane against Urel and her fort through that. But yeah, we're starting to get the moves in here. Bot lane, Greymane with the defense. Barnaby sitting there. In the middle, of course, they want to have a fort if they can. That's a quick kick. Kick the dog. Russian player, after killing the bear, they kick the dog. They need the 16 talent. It's from their perspective, it's great that they get the Dragon Knight, so they deny it to their opponent. But as you can tell, they can't really be aggressive with it because they don't want to fight without a level 16 yet. There's another big boy arrow right there, but might not just be the kill. Ooh, Misha, that was a nice stun. And Garrosh, you don't have to invite him twice. He's going to take that. And there's the kill as Rexa delivers again. Have I actually seen... Oh my god, Toxic, no! Have I actually seen an Imperious ult yet? I honestly don't know. I honestly feel we don't have seen an Imperious ult yet. I might be wrong on that account. I might have missed it, but still. So yep, there are the stuns once again against the mage. That one's taken down too. 16 is finally in, and the talents therefore, of course, as well. Is that really going to be the change? I mean, you have the Bone Spear now. But they are with the back to the wall. Right now, they have to win a team fight. It's that old game where you are so far ahead, or where one team is so far ahead that they will easily get level 20 talents. And once that happens, you are in a world of pain. So you try and fight before, you try to defend, but it's bad. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. And of course, now that the map opens up, Abathur's having a field day here, because he's just saying like, alright boys, I got this. I'm gonna push these lanes out, wherever our opponent isn't. I'm gonna push the catapults in, that will eventually spawn here. Stork is the one who's just trying to take this down. I mean, he should look at a pretty decent amount of siege clear here. Yeah, 162,000. Nobody comes even close. But obviously, you want to win a couple of team fights. And you just look at the minimap and you realize that they're pushed back so far. They can't fight even if they wanted to. And in the meantime, we're just seeing coming through, moving from one camp to another, taking the objectives here. Starting to take the mercenary camps and trying to put additional pressure on. Misha is guarding everything at the side, is anchoring these plays. Stork, oh my god! Stork gets absolutely annihilated here, and he's not the only one. Urel falls too, and coming through is closing in on level 20 right now. What a brutal display here by coming through. I am absolutely stunned, and I'm not the only one. Tirana gets stunned twice and drops shortly after. This is actually insane. Coming through is playing a fantastic game here. And Team Russia is by no means a pushover. Again, these guys performed insanely well at the Nations Cup. And obviously, with them qualifying for Division S, you could really tell that from tournament to tournament, it just did work. Abathur is trying to get at least one shrine control for them. There is the Ancestral on Misha, well deserved. And they're going for the core, and they're dropping it slowly and steadily, just working it, baby. One hit after another, and this should very well be game. Fantastic performance here in game number 1. The Russians trying to defend again, and they're actually getting Kronos, but that doesn't change anything. That core falls, and that is game 1 in the hands of Coming Through as they take the lead in the best of 3 series here at the Nut Cup. Coming Through came through in game number 1. I don't know how else to describe it. They murdered Team Russia with a pretty amazing strategy there as well. So I gotta admit, didn't quite expect that strategy and that composition to work this well. So, let's double check how this is going to work out for coming through in game number 2 now that we're heading into Volskaya Foundry, our second map. Can Team Russia turn this around? Or is coming through just saying, nah, we don't got a lot of time today. Time's money. Let's make this a 2-0 and don't waste our time on a third map here. Because right now they seem to have some urgent business somewhere else because they are rushing to that game. We have Maiev banned out. We have also Nuburak eliminated here. Again, Stork with the Nuburak, just phenomenal, so they're banning that out. We have to also, I mean, we have to at least admit that for Dragonshire, maybe that setup with Zul just didn't quite work for them. We've seen on the HGC North America last year a few attempts of them to play around, I don't know, double support Zuls, for example, to play around maybe a Divine Shield and stuff like that. But outside of this, Zul hasn't really seen too much success. There were, of course, the good old days where Alex the Prodigy was playing Zul off lane and stuff like that. But for now, Team Russia, they get an Abathar into the game here in Volskaya with coming through, banning out Alarak. Not really looking at that. But I still want to see what coming through is going to do, because at this point I kind of expect some shenanigans for their team. Doesn't have to be something too crazy, but if you're playing with Alexa on game number 1, then I could definitely see them opt in. Alright. Okay, yeah, that's like way more than I expected. I expected them to put one of those two onto the board. I didn't really think that they would go for both. We have Rexa and Samuro in the game. Yeah, Rexa and Samuro right off the bat picked. And if you're on Team Russia's side, you just look at this and you're just like, God, why? Why? That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. Okay, call me intrigued. I mean, this is late game. This is an absolute late game nightmare. Monkey, by the way, is the player that brought Samuro into HGC. Now, Monkey never played in HGC, but as you can maybe remember, there were a few players in HGC that started to play Samuro a little bit, Aethera Angel, for example, being one of them. And as Aethero in a post-game interview then stated, he actually said that Monkey was the one that inspired him to play Samuro in actual HGC games, because he said, well, we went up against that guy in the Hero League so much, and his Samuro is so annoying that I started to incorporate the hero into our scrims as well. And if you're not quite familiar of how to best play against Samuro, that character has a lot of value. So Monkey is a Samuro specialist, and he's now getting his favorite hero through here. Illidan banned out, and also Reyna. We're still seeing Junkrat and Tyrande on the other side, so Kronos currently with Tyrande is going to try and follow up on Misha whenever that stun comes through. That's going to be important. Junkrat himself, Chris this time, not playing on Abathar, but playing Junkrat here instead, and running with that hero. And with that said, let's see how exactly this is going to work out for Russia. I like the, I mean, this is the more, outside of the Abathar pick for the map, this is the more standard variation that you have. Blaze has kind of fallen off lately slightly, but for this map, for Volskaya Foundry, it's still one of the heroes that allows you to stay on the objective for a long time. Like, it really helps you with that. And Kolya Martian usually tries to play his Malfurion. That's the go-to hero for them. They're currently trying to do that as well. There's Guru locking in Genji as we are heading into the game. So ladies and gentlemen, Volskaya Foundry is our second map, and well, this could be where coming through seals the deal and makes the 2-0 reality. Let's jump into this and find out who takes Volskaya Foundry. Monkey played a sub as for Dignas. Yes, he did, but he never played in HGC as an actual player for a team. That's what I was talking about here. You don't have to nitpick, boys. He got subbed in once when it didn't matter even, but still. He was never an HGC player in that sense. Subs, for me personally, don't count there. We had a lot of people sub in, but that doesn't make them HGC players, in my personal opinion. You can disagree on that, but that's my personal definition of that. If you weren't on a team, then you are a sub player, and that's great, but you're not an HGC player. Alrighty. Game number 2, Volskaya Foundry is the map, and on the left side we have Stalk on Garrosh, Toxic on Blaze, Banabir on Hanzo, Kolya Martian on Malfurion, and Fallen down Abatha. And on the right side it is coming through with Monkey on Samuro. And we're currently seeing Robadoba on Rexa, we have Guro on Genji, Kronos on Tyrande, and Chris on Junkrat. Let the games begin. Like, I am ready for this one. Level 1, Way of the Blades. Okay, so first choice already taken here on the side of Samuro, deviating away from that illusion build that we oftentimes see here instead. Misha, the hate is real after game number 1. They're not quite able to take Misha down, but they're definitely trying. Well, I can't blame a girl for trying. Still, Guro jumping out, gets a little bit of damage pushed into him. And well, as we are saying, we're actually seeing them right now to get a kill against the bear. And yes, this time it's real. The Russians and their control of grizzly bears. Pretty much what we're seeing here right now. But yeah, all jokes aside, this is obviously a setup where for Team Russia there's a lot on the line here. You are still in the upper part of the bracket, so you have an opportunity to make sure that you stay there if you win 2 in a row now. But even if you lose, it wouldn't be the end of the tournament for them just yet. There is still the lower bracket to consider. As so often on this map, we are also seeing the immediate move over towards the camp. Now, I've been going over this quite a few times, but I still want to highlight it again because every now and then you see that people just don't know about these map mechanics. So when you're playing on Volskaya Foundry, the important part is that the objectives always spawn in the same pattern. You have the first objective spawning in the middle of the map, the second objective spawns topside, and the third time it spawns at the bottom of the map. And you can use that to your advantage by using objectives that you win to prepare the lane where the objective spawns next. And that's normally because this is what we're usually seeing when teams are trying to take the fountain out and then fort down on that specific lane. It's also important that you take those items when they spawn very early, because the earlier you take them, the better your chances that while the first objective is active, you still have that camp coming up again and can then try and make a play for that item once more. But at the same time, you have to also control the top, because if you don't, then this happens and your opponent gets a free healing beacon. And nearly another kill as well. Stork is still there. Misha is dead again. The bear is actually getting completely taken down here in this game so far. Heavy focus on Misha, not able to make too much of a play there. Top side, in the meantime, Chris still pushing this out. But you will definitely see that pattern that I just mentioned about the objective and about the protectors as the game continues. The only reason why you would ever deviate away from that is that you find yourself in a position where you can make a big play at another lane. For example, get an early keep already. With that said now, we have, by the way, the Hungry Bear taken. Okay. Going from easy prey into Hungry Bear, so a different build than what we saw in the last game on Dragonshire, where they played on Misha. Gotta keep in mind it's also a different play again now, of course. The level 4 choice, still Mirage for Samuro, so makes an adjustment on level 1, but still keeps with the traditional level 4 talent instead. Abathar here, we've seen this particular before, Pressurized Glance, that's going to give you a lot of synergy on your 13-16 if you want to go in, and Needle Spine, now chosen as well. And with that, we're heading into the first objective of the game. And that, of course, is also when you can see coming through, starting to maybe even play around that. You don't necessarily have to go for this. You have a Samuro with an on the bot lane, so you can just try and push that in. And Toxic is already ready to welcome that. As long as your 4-man is strong enough, you can definitely just babysit the bot lane against Samuro. The problem is that they're playing with Abathar here, and that means that they're missing a buddy in the fight, and that's a big one. Again, the pressure against Garrosh, and yay, Garrosh is in trouble. Stork is already taking a ton of damage here, and they only have 4 bodies in this fight, whereas on the other side, we're seeing coming through with the additional body through Misha, and of course on top of that, these Samuro illusions were never played as well. Stun into stun, working those additional stacks in for Tyrande, a bit of extra damage here. And I don't know, coming through here in the early stage is looking pretty good. They are making a lot of headway against this Abathar setup. And if they win these objectives, then they can really, really exploit the early game advantages to prepare for not only objective number 2, but maybe even open the map up for Samuro to have a field day later on in the game. And that's very likely what they're going to try and do here. Now, the Team Russia had to delay this a bit because they didn't have level 7 yet, but now that they do, they're going to try and make the play for the objective again. Samuro moves in, and here, as I said before, they took the extra item, which we haven't seen yet grabbed on the left side, where the camp respawned, but it wasn't taken down yet. Talking about takedowns, Misha is dead again, so Misha is also eliminated. And up to the top, we're having in the meantime Chris, the Pro G, pushing out against Falenda. Abathur can just deal with this. But 99% against the 20, so they can make their way in whenever they want. They can wait for that turret to be taken down, can wait for Misha to come back. Turret is already eliminated. Samuro is starting to jump in, and it's time to shine, boys. That's the moment, trying to make the play for it. Already pushing the opponent out. Again, displacement through Chris, of course, ideally trying to get someone out of position. Talking out of position, Toxic is a little bit deep here. Gets the Abathur support, but that might not be enough to save him, and indeed it isn't. Down goes Blaze, and that is the beginning of the end for objective number 1. Okay, there's the second kill that followed the first one. Hanzo is also down, and that means level lead. Already 5 minutes in, before the first protector, we're looking at a level lead. And even the interrupt against the Stalks Hearthstone. So now normally you will see the mid lane taken down this wall, and then the rotation towards the top. That's normally, yep, and that's exactly the play that they're making. You leave the fort standing. You don't need to take this down right away because the next two objectives are spawning top side and bot side, and instead you're making the rotation up to the top and try to take down the fountain here. And as we are still seeing Samuro at the bot lane, Falenda has to stay there. No one else is rotating right now. Only two are currently defending top. And your ultimate goal is going to be to take down the fountain. But level 10 abilities, of course, give them now even more playmaking potential if they are in any way able to engage against their opponent. And they're already looking for that. Bot lane. Yeah, Blaze had to help there, which means we're having more or less a 4 versus a 3 up at the top, and Collier Martian has already taken a massive amount of damage on his Malfurion, so that's already a problem. Well, we get a lot of damage on the fort, actually. Halfway down as it stands. But yeah, bot lane, Samuro doing Samuro things. It's just such a nuisance to try and keep up with Samuro. If you've ever played against a good Samuro player, he is going to ruin your day. It's one of those games where you just always ask, why am I the one that has to deal with this? As the next play for the beacon, trying to make it here. Guru grabs it, has of course always the Swift Strike to move back. Already a bit of a push down here, and more camps taken soon by Samuro as he has the option of moving in, and Monkey does exactly that. Gets a bit of pressure at the bot lane. Once Toxic appears, he starts to jump to the copy and starts taking the camp as well. But this time, we're actually seeing Team Russia sniffing that out and saying like, well, we like turrets too. They're starting to make the move straight in and try to drop this one. Alrighty, Barnaby, the old Misha with a stun. Oh, the Riptire. Wow. Barely surviving here, Malfurion. Genji wants the kill, and he gets it with the X-Strike. Nicely done. They're trying to go for Barnaby, and that conveyor belt didn't help his cause either. Yeah, Barnaby goes down. Guru's about to escape. Blaze goes down on the right side. 3 heroes already taken apart. And coming through is absolutely murdering the competition here in their first round of the tournament. Really solid performance by them. Very, very fun to watch as well. And they're doing extremely well here. I mean, 5 kills against 0, nearly 2 levels ahead. This is pretty much already telling you most of the story. We need Stalk with a really good taunt to make a play here. But now with the 13 talents in their hands, in their tool belt, can rotate top, and they have an easy play at the fort itself. As long as those shots are being soaked by the minions, you can just simply focus it down, take it apart here. Garage is trying to create an opportunity. That doesn't really work. And keep in mind, with all of this happening, you still have Samuro at the bottom of the map. And Monkey is just doing monkey things. I mean, he's just sitting there the entire time, is like saying, yeah, don't worry, like, you can focus on the top lane, that's totally fine. I'm gonna do my thing at the bottom of the map, and if they don't react to this, then I'm gonna get that fort. Abathur at least is starting to rotate down, so he's gonna try and at least get a couple of beetles into play. That's already about it, and once that the objective is being announced, how do you actually contest that without a level 13 talent? You usually don't. Normally what you're trying to do is just wait. Toxic needs to come down, needs to be there. That's exactly what it does, and immediately Monkey jumps into the middle. It's like, haha, see you later. It's really annoying. I mean, I'm already halfway tilted just watching it. Just imagine how you would feel playing against it. Jumps up to the top, jumps down to the bottom again. Toxic is trying to keep him there. And I already said it in the draft. Blaze is an integral part of the composition that we are seeing for the Russian team. They want to have him on every single fight for the objective. Misha could fall. Did they just arrow Misha? Alright, that's desperation right there. The arrow on Misha just saying like, yeah, we need to kill that shitter. We need to somehow take him down. But Misha just doesn't care. Misha doesn't care. Monkey doesn't care either. He's at the bot lane. We have Monkey even chasing Abathar right now, and Farlander goes down. That's the Abathar kill. At the top, the fight is there, and this is just absolutely brutal. I mean, at this point in time, we are seeing them lose on every single aspect. Barnaby is trying to get away. Genji is already there, gets the kill. Blaze falls 2. That's 3 down. And they're moving in even more. That's a 4 versus 4 at the top lane. I mean, down to the bottom of the map, Samuro has now taken the fort, of course, as well. So that's 1 fort down at the bottom. They're going to get the one at the top. They're going to get the protector. And with Samuro, of course, taking the bot lane, keep in mind this prepares for the 3rd protector, too. So it's not only that you lose the fort on the lane where the next objective spawns and your fountain. So this setup is just insane. It is so annoying. Level 16 talents are now ready for them to... I mean, they're 3 levels ahead, guys. 3 solid levels. And you just don't have anything to deal with this right now. They have to throw a little bit of a Hail Mary. They're so far behind, they need to make the play for the Protector. What else are you going to do? Wait? The one thing you don't have against this is time. So they're trying to make the play here. And as you can imagine, Abathar is trying to somehow hold off against Monkey, but Monkey is just getting the damage in, is already rotating one of his copies up top. We're having another, another healing beacon soon be taken. And in the meantime, a couple of points are accumulating for Team Russia, but coming through doesn't mind at all. They're just sitting here and saying like, alright, that's fair, we're gonna go for that. We're gonna take that down, yep, there we go. Starting to move in. Guru already in his position towards the left. And Monkey is there too. 5 versus 5. It's time to shine, baby. Here's the Riptire. Look how they are zoning them already. Nice attack though by Stork. That at least worked out for them. They're trying to make them play. Monkey jumps out. There's the bunker. Where's the bunker? Yeah, exactly. That thing got burned quicker than Toast. Down goes Malfurion. Oh my god, Garrosh is dead and everybody else is trapped too. Barnaby is down as well. There's another swift strike and that is just everybody dead. Abathar is the only one that more or less survives, loses the copy of course too. And now with all of those forts eliminated, Monkey is just riding down to the bottom of the map. Trying to take a couple of the camps here, but the Protector is on the way too. 12 kills against 1. And it's just a nightmare. It's not only a nuisance to play against this, they're also losing the game here. And this is just coming through, showcasing once again that once Division S starts, they are one of the main contenders for that tournament. No question about that. This is just nuts. I mean, they are showing zero mercy here. And I imagine they're having quite a bit of fun with this now too. 4 levels ahead. And again, they're not playing against pleb masters or anything here. They make it maybe look like quick match, but it definitely isn't. I mean, Team Russia has won the Nations Cup. Team Russia has played some great games, but they are just not in a position where their drafts are working out against this at all. They just don't have an answer here. And they still have a chance in the loser bracket, unless of course they start an amazing comeback right now. But down to the bottom of the map, that keep is already falling. You have to keep in mind that this is pretty much a full-on defense up at the top while the bot lane is being attacked by Monkey. And that keep is falling any second, and they're losing a second keep up here at the top. Look at the experience alone. Level 20 is any second there too. This is just insane. This is honestly just insane. I mean, at this point, this is just bonkers. Yep, there's a second keep down. 2 keeps already eliminated. And that's pretty much it. Hey, ooh! Barnaby are dead. Ooh, the bunker saves him for now, but Misha is already on the hunt. They're going for Malfurion. That's another kill right there. Level 20 talents, of course, are making the things for Team Russia not any easier. We have a 2 talent advantage at this point for the red team. And coming through, only Rexa died. Actually, I think that's Misha kills that we've seen here, not even Rexa himself. But with that, just look at that damage output. Junkrat, Chris, 38,000, 157,000 damage on Siege. And then, of course, Monkey himself. What an absolute statement here in this series from coming through, taking Team Russia down with a 2-0 victory on Volskaya Foundry. Well done, well played, GG.